friends, and welcome back to CrystalCooks. When you love to cook, you tend to collect a lot of cookbooks, especially as gifts. I have shelves full of them, and if I'm being honest, I don't think I've read every cookbook cover to cover. Recently, I realized that means there's probably some amazing recipes hiding in my cookbooks that I've never even tried. So I thought it'd be fun to try some new ones with you. I picked up the Taste of Home Farmhouse Favorites cookbook and found the Firehouse Chili recipe that sounded amazing. And what goes great with chili? Cornbread. I love sourdough, so I paired it with a sourdough cornbread recipe I found online. And let me tell you, this combo is delicious. The chili recipe in the cookbook makes 16 servings, but I've scaled it down to make about 4 servings. Here's what you'll need for the chili. 1 tablespoon of oil, 1 pound of lean ground beef, half of a medium onion chopped, 1 medium green pepper chopped. I didn't have any green pepper, but I did have some poblano peppers, so I used 1 poblano pepper instead. 1 can of kidney beans, rinsed and drained, 1 can of stewed tomatoes, 1 cup of beef broth, or 2 teaspoons of beef broth powder mixed with 1 cup of water, 1 tablespoon of chili powder, half a tablespoon of ground coriander, half a tablespoon of ground cumin, 1 clove of garlic minced, and 1/4 teaspoon of dried oregano. Here's what you'll need for the cornbread. 2/3 cup of cornmeal, 1 cup of all-purpose flour, 1/3 cup of sugar, half a cup if you like it sweeter. I used 3/4 cup of allulose since I'm trying to stay sugar-free. 8 tablespoons of melted butter, half a cup of sourdough starter discard, half a cup of milk, 1 teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, half a teaspoon of baking soda, and 2 large eggs. If you plan on making this cornbread, you'll want to start it earlier in the day since it needs time to ferment. In a bowl, mix together the cornmeal, all-purpose flour, sugar, salt, melted butter, milk, and sourdough starter discard until it's combined. Then cover the bowl and let the batter ferment at room temperature for 8 to 12 hours. The batter will be stiff, and that's normal. You can skip the fermentation step, but if you love that tangy sourdough flavor, I highly recommend not skipping it. When you're ready to start supper, gather your ingredients for the chili. Then chop your onion and pepper. In a Dutch oven, heat the oil over medium heat. Then brown the meat, crumbling it as it cooks until it's no longer pink. Drain the grease and set the beef aside. Add the onion and pepper to the pot and cook until tender. Add the garlic and stir for 30 seconds until fragrant. Then add the spices and stir for about 30 to 45 seconds before adding the meat and the rest of the ingredients into the pot. Stir until everything is well combined. Then bring the chili to a boil, reduce the heat, cover, and simmer for about 45 minutes until the flavors are well blended. If you are cooking the full 16 servings, you'll want to let it simmer for an hour and a half. When there is about 30 minutes left on the chili, finish prepping the cornbread. Make sure your oven rack is in the center position and preheat your oven to 400 degrees. Lightly grease an 8x8-inch baking dish and set it aside. Sprinkle the baking powder and baking soda over the fermented batter. Then add the eggs. Mix until smooth and well combined. If you fermented the batter, it will be thick, so be sure to use a sturdy spoon. Then pour the batter into the prepared baking dish. Bake for about 20 minutes or until the edges are lightly browned and pulling away from the pan and the top is golden brown. Let the cornbread cool slightly before slicing. And here it is, Firehouse Chili with sourdough cornbread. Top your chili with your favorite toppings. I served mine with sour cream and shredded cheese. This meal was absolutely delicious and perfect for a cold winter night. Thanks so much for cooking with me today. I'll leave links to the cookbook, the chili recipe, and the sourdough cornbread recipe from Little Spoon Farm in the description below. Let me know in the comments, how do you make your chili? What do you like to serve it with? And do you like sourdough cornbread? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more delicious recipes. See you next time.